Yesterday, Donald Trump had a town hall in Wisconsin that was hosted and moderated by Tulsi Gabbard. So already it's off to a pretty terrible start. It's a pretty awful combination of people. But in this town hall, of course, as expected, Donald Trump didn't answer any real questions. He didn't respond to a question directly that was coming from somebody in the crowd. Instead, he did his usual garbage, the conspiracy theories, the lies, the incoherent ramblings that we've come to expect from Donald Trump. So I have some clips from this town hall to show you. The first one I want to show you is Donald Trump genuinely making no sense. Like, listen to this clip and tell me if you understand what he's saying, because I certainly don't. Just have a look.
You take a look at bacon and some of these products, and some people don't eat bacon anymore. And we are going to get the energy prices down. When we get energy down, you know, this was caused by their horrible energy wind. They want wind all over the place. But when it doesn't blow, we have a little problem.
Yeah, so according to Donald Trump, people aren't eating bacon anymore because Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and the Democrats have invested in wind energy, and we've invested in wind turbines. That's Donald Trump's logic. And that somehow having more energy in the form of wind turbines, which does produce more energy, that has driven up energy costs, not brought them down. That is the mind of Donald Trump. And I think that this really shows you what Donald Trump is doing, what his campaign is doing. They're running a circus. They're not running a campaign. Like, Donald Trump genuinely gets up on a stage every day, or should I say like once a week, because he doesn't even really campaign, and he just says whatever. He doesn't make a point based on fact. He doesn't cite sources or studies or anything like that. He's not having complex conversations with his advisors on what to do about the economy. He just gets up there and rambles for like an hour and a half about anything. Now his new thing is apparently wind turbines are causing people to not eat bacons. I mean, I'm just saying that out loud, and even saying it out loud is making me like uncomfortable almost with how ridiculous and absurd an assertion that is. That's the argument that Donald Trump is making. He's genuinely running a circus. I think that's the best way to describe it. He says whatever, does whatever, and the sad thing about it is that the cult loves it. His people applaud him. It would be one thing if this lunatic, weirdo old man was getting up there and ranting and everybody was like, okay, it's time for bed, right? But that's not the case. Donald Trump is getting up there and people are like, God, he's such a genius. It is so mind-boggling to me, the campaign that they're running over there. But that is the Trump campaign. So I would recommend not voting for that. Like, let's not vote for nonsense. Let's vote for fact and people who care about this country like Kamala Harris and Tim Walz do, not whatever that was. So anyway, on that same kind of point of the circus that Donald Trump is running, he is still very offended by, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz labeling him as weird. And in this town hall, he made sure to hit back at the Democrats for this label and instead flip it on them and call them weird. It's just a very ineffective line of attack. So take a look.
Get a lot of those questions because Minnesota, I mean, they picked this guy. He is weird. Right? He's weird. I'm not weird. He's weird. No, he's a weird guy. He's a weird dude. See, they come up with sound bites. They always have sound bites. And one of the things is that JD and I are weird. That guy is so straight. JD is he's doing a great job. Smart. Top student. Great guy. And he's not weird, and I'm not weird. I mean, we're a lot of things. We're not weird, I will tell you. But that guy is weird, don't you think?
He really is a child. Clips like this just reinforce that. He's the child on the playground who's just been insulted, and he says, no, I'm not, you are. I know you are, but what am I? Kind of things like that. Like, he's been labeled as weird because he is weird. He has this weird policy. He does weird things. He acts inappropriately. He's a convicted felon, things of that nature. He's been appropriately labeled as that. And it's bothered him so much. It's damaged his fragile little ego that he talks about it virtually every day. Anytime he's giving a speech, he brings up the fact that he's been labeled as weird. He says it doesn't bother me, but then continues to talk about it. It sounds like his feelings have been hurt just a little bit because he gets up there and talks about it all of the time. It's just so childish, right? It's so childish. And, Donald Trump's attacks continue to be childish, and this is no different. This is no different. It's like a kindergarten over there at the Trump campaign. I mean, what are they doing? Kamala Harris is out there, just like she was yesterday in Savannah, Georgia, talking about policy, talking about the economy, talking about immigration, reproductive rights, all of these different things. Donald Trump at his town hall, well, he's talking about wind turbines causing people to not eat bacon, and now his new thing is, well, I'm not weird, you're weird. Oh my God. I mean, this guy is such a child. It's so remarkable. It's so remarkable how anybody supports this lunatic. I digress. Anyway, I just had to show you that clip because he's still thinking about it. But don't say he's upset because he's totally not upset. He's totally not angry, but he's still thinking about it. Anyway, the last clip I want to show you is Donald Trump, again, just making stuff up on the go. He came up with this random statistics about immigrants taking jobs. It makes no sense. You'll see it in just a second. But pay attention to the crowd behind him because they look increasingly bored and increasingly sick of the garbage that Donald Trump is spewing at this town hall. So just take a look here.
The jobs the people that are coming in are just taken, and it's going to start with the black population. African Americans are losing their jobs. And I don't know if you heard the latest statistic that of the jobs that these people created, which is very little, every single job was taken, about 107%, was taken by illegal immigrants. There's been no job creation from them.
I'm sorry. Immigrants, in this specific instance that he's referencing, have taken 107% of the jobs. 107%. What? You can't go above 100, Donald. They can't take 100 plus 7% of jobs. What are you even talking about? What is this guy talking about? He is making it up on the spot. He says, well, this study says that immigrants are taking 107% of jobs. This guy is so unintelligent, it's actually painful to listen to him talk. 107% of jobs. He just made that, he genuinely just made that up on the spot. Right there, right now. I think he's actually said this before in rallies before, but he's making it up on the spot as he goes. He says, well, immigrants are taking 107% of jobs. Number one, immigrants aren't taking jobs from Americans. I mean, this has been debunked time and time again. But number two, they're certainly not taking 107% of jobs. A statistic that's not even real. It's not even real. It's not a real statistic. But again, the Trump cult claps along. But what I found interesting about that video is the crowd behind him. Like, just look at this specific woman's face. This is after he made the claim. She's like, what is he talking about? And this is someone who I believe is actually a supporter of his. I don't even think she knows what he's talking about. She's baffled. She has the same look on my face on her face as I do mine. And I think you do as well. She's like, what is this guy talking about? What is he rambling about now? That immigrants are taking 107% of jobs. Donald Trump doesn't belong in the Oval Office. He belongs in a psych ward with the conspiracy theories that he talks about on a daily basis. It's so insane, so ridiculous. But that's the town hall. That's the kind of garbage you get if you listen to a Trump event. And, seriously, props to anybody, especially in the media, who has to sit through these Trump events and listen to this guy ramble for genuinely like an hour and a half all the time. So strange, so weird. But I just wanted to show you this town hall. It's crazy, just crazy. So anyway, I will leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Also drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.